The diner smelled like coffee and frying bacon, a comforting mix that had drawn Emma Chun through its doors on a cold Tuesday evening. She slid into a corner booth, grateful for the warmth and the prospect of a hot meal after 14 hours on her feet at the hospital. Her scrubs were rumpled, her dark hair pulled back in a messy ponytail, and all she wanted was soup, silence, and maybe a piece of pie if she could stay awake long enough to order it. The three men walked in 20 minutes later, bringing the cold with them like a threat. Emma noticed them immediately, the way their eyes swept the room, calculating, measuring. And a tired waitress named Marie, who had been kind enough to bring Emma extra crackers without being asked. Emma had learned long ago to notice things, to read rooms and people. The men sat at the counter, their voices low but their energy wrong. Emma kept her eyes on her soup, but her attention never left them. She watched their reflection in the dark window beside her booth. The largest one kept glancing at the register. The thin one with the scar couldn't sit still. The third, who seemed to be the leader, had eyes that moved like a predator's, cold and empty of conscience. When Marie walked past their table toward the kitchen, the leader grabbed her wrist. His voice was pleasant enough, asking about the special, but his grip made Marie wince. Emma's hand tightened around her spoon. She had seen that grip before on the wrists of women who came in with explanations that didn't match their injuries. Marie pulled away, professional smile fixed in place, but Emma saw the fear underneath. The elderly couple paid their bill and left, and Emma felt the atmosphere shift. Now it was just her, Marie, and the three men. The cook had gone out back for a smoke break. Emma could run. She probably should run. Instead, she carefully pulled out her phone and texted a single address with the word urgent to a contact labeled simply with a star. The leader stood up, and Emma knew the moment had arrived. He pulled out a gun, small but devastating at this range, and pointed it at Marie. His voice was calm as he demanded she open the register. The other two moved to flank him, blocking the exits. They hadn't noticed Emma in her corner booth, still as stone, or they had dismissed her as irrelevant, a small, exhausted woman who posed no threat. Emma had never told people what she did before medical school. It wasn't relevant anymore, she thought. That part of her life was finished. But some skills never fade, they just wait, patient and ready, like muscle memory written in a language the body never forgets. Before becoming a doctor, Emma had spent 8 years in the Marine Corps, 3 tours overseas. Hand-to-hand combat instructor, expert marksman. She had left that life behind deliberately, choosing healing over harm, but the training remained, coiled in her nervous system like a spring. She moved before conscious thought could slow her down. The soup bowl became a projectile, hot liquid and ceramic exploding across the leader's face. In the half-second of his shock, Emma closed the distance between them, her elbow striking his wrist with surgical precision. The gun clattered to the floor. She swept his legs, and 300 pounds of malicious intent hit the linoleum hard enough to crack tile. The thin one with the scar rushed her. Emma sidestepped, using his momentum against him, redirecting him into a table. The third man was smarter. He ran. Emma let him go, her attention on the leader, who was reaching for the gun. She kicked it away, then applied pressure to a point on his shoulder that made him cry out and go still. Marie stood frozen behind the counter, phone in hand, mouth open. The sound of sirens cut through the night. Emma's brother, a police lieutenant, had received her text and mobilized units immediately. Within 3 minutes, the diner was flooded with blue lights. As officers handcuffed the 2 men, Emma finally sat down, her hands beginning to shake now that the adrenaline was fading. Marie brought her a glass of water, then impulsively hugged her, tears streaming down her face. Lieutenant David Chun arrived and surveyed the scene with professional calm that cracked when he saw his sister. He pulled her aside, checked her for injuries, his hands gentle despite his obvious anger at the danger she had faced. Emma assured him she was fine, just tired, still just wanting that dinner she had come here for. The lead officer approached, wanting a statement. As Emma explained what had happened, she watched them process the disconnect between the small, quiet doctor and the controlled violence she had deployed. Marie interrupted, insisting that Emma's meal was free forever, that she had saved her life. Emma smiled, touched, but declined. She just wanted to pay for her soup like a normal customer. Later, as the police wrapped up their investigation, the elderly couple returned. They had seen the commotion and came back, worried. When they learned what happened, the old man shook Emma's hand with tears in his eyes. His wife hugged her. They had been coming to this diner for 40 years, they said. Marie was like family. Emma finally got her pie, though the cook insisted on making her a fresh one. As she ate it, Marie sat across from her, still processing everything. She asked Emma how she stayed so calm. Emma thought about it, remembering the scared young Marine she had been, the patients she had fought to save, the path that had led her from violence to healing and back again for one necessary moment. She told Marie the truth. That courage wasn't the absence of fear, but acting despite it. That strength came in many forms, and sometimes the gentlest hands held the fiercest hearts. That every person contained multitudes, and we never really knew what someone was capable of until the moment demanded everything they had.